Hi, I'm Oliver. Welcome to today's book discussion. So today is going to be a special video. So I like the Hunger Games and it brought back the joy of reading to me. And I could go on and on about how great the Hunger Game is. The thing is, a lot of people... Wait, what is it? Anyway, a lot of people have already reviewed the Hunger Games. You can go and check them out. You might have already. If not, go check them out. It's worth it. So I said, what could be an approach that I could take that could be different? So I decided to do this as a video response to a fantastic YouTube channel called The Feminist Frequency. And the woman on that channel did two videos, one exploring more detail the book, the other the movie. I'm gonna do one video response, rolling those two videos into one. You can go and watch those videos now. I'm gonna put a link here to go and check them out. Or you can stay tuned. I have still pulled the exact quote that she says in her video, and then I'm gonna be responding to them, either arguing for or against. So it's gonna be, yes, a feminist discussion, but it's gonna talk about other plot point, and it's gonna touch a little bit over the queer issue as well. So, let's get going. So, she starts by saying that she does not buy why parents or how parents could passively give away their children to be slaughtered on national television without a fight. I have absolutely no problem seeing this as plausible. Not only do I see it as plausible, I find it to be a great analogy of another situation. So, why do they not revolt? I think the answer is twofold. The first one is they already did. It was called the uprising and it failed. So there's this stench of failure that still permeates their environment and their lives. It was 75 years ago, so maybe not themselves, but certainly their parents or their grandparents, and they are reminded of this every year. You failed, do not attend this again, you failed, this is what you need to pay for what you did last time. It's going to be worse if you try to do it again. Don't make me do it again. Is that what you want? You want me to do it? You want me to, you're going to lose again. I'm going to win. And the second thing why I think people do not attempt a revolt, and even though it is very, very, very cruel, it's the capital as a holdover. All the district. This is particularly clear and true of District 12, which is, the poorest of all the districts. And the capital provides the roof over people's heads. Remember, the roof is given to people working in the mines. So if you don't work in the mines, you're kicked out of your house. And it also, if you enter the games, you get more food and fuel for, heat and lamps and stuff like that. So, those people feel weak from hunger and a deprivation of any sort of, they live a precarious life, and they are under the thumb of the power of the capital. The roof over their head is dependent over or not if they are compliant to the situation, and the food that they receive is also only given to them if they comply to the statu quo. I think this is quite relevant to either a woman getting beaten up by her husband. I look at her and I'm thinking, and even though I understand it, I still don't see why would you stay with your husband if he beats you? He lays your hand on you once, you leave. Anyway. And yet they stay. This is also true of why do women who know that their children are abused by a member of the family or the father, why do they not leave? And I think it's a metaphor or a parallel to that contemporary real world situation. Women will stay because their livelihood is dependent over the maintaining the statu quo. So that is why I think it's not difficult to do so. She says also that usually the spectacle of having people kill each other is not with children, and the fact that it's children is, she's not buying it. You know, she's saying, you know, back in the gladiators, they were A, adult, and B, either slaves or prisoners. So it was believable for the people to have an enjoyment into seeing people killing each other. She also references The Running Man by Stephen King. So both the book and the movie, you can check the review here. I reviewed the book in the previous videos. Like in the case of The Running Man, people are not cheering for the guy to survive. It's also the case with the gladiator. Well, okay, let's look at The Running Man. The case of The Running Man was it was a national spectacle where someone went on national television and could be killed at any moment. And the people cheered for his death. Nobody cheered for him to survive. They were waiting for him to die because they knew the task was impossible. In this case, in the case of the Hunger Games, this is not why people are cheering. The people are not cheering for the death of those children. They are cheering for the rise of their next star, for the rise of the victor. So I think the spectacle is not viewed the same way. She likes that the character is not, well, first of all, like she says, she's always on the lookout for strong, resourceful female character, and not a la Twilight, which I entirely second that motion. I call it the Buffy the Vampire Slayer syndrome. Buffy spoiled me for life. And also, since I am a feminist, meaning I am for gender equality, I find that the works which will usually depict and portray gender equality will either be written by a woman or will star a woman as the main protagonist, and that's usually when we see the level of powers being uniformly distributed between men and women. She expressed gratitude for the fact that the character of Katniss is not reduced to her gender. She's not sexualized or objectified. I would say that without being reduced to her gender, I think it would be interesting to point out that she does seem to take some actions that would appear to be typical of her gender. Then she loves that the love triangle is not at the center of the story, which I also am very grateful for, and that we see this woman who is 16 express naivete and confusion when boys express their feelings towards her. I find it to be refreshing. I mean, it's just because you're 16 does not mean that you are a carbon copy of a Sex and the City character. You're 16 character. Now she spends a long time about death and how death is portrayed in the book. First, she likes the fact that the character does not see death as being, she sees the fact that killing people is important. Like killing people is not the same as killing deer or animal for food. You're killing another human being. And then, which, you know, I also second that motion, and would say that this would appear, or cliche-wise, or stereotypically speaking, or generally speaking, the notion of let's not kill each other is very women-centered, rightfully so. And then she complains about the fact that death is not portrayed consistently throughout the books. You know, she said, oh, when Rue dies, she shows anger, sadness, a little bit of depression, and she's outraged by this. Well, what she fails to mention is that she has had, well, even though if she mentions it, she doesn't seem to put it into the equation that Katniss has a close relationship with Rue and has a sense of protection for little Rue, has been made plenty explicit by the fact that Rue reminds Katniss of her sister Prim. B, she is in a very much healthy position. Yes, she's just come back and has lost her sense of hearing, but she slept well the previous nights. She's fed well because, you know, her and Rue had teamed up, so she was able to, you know, have more sleep, have more food, have someone else on the lookout. And this is in contrast with the death of Foxface and the death of Clove. She didn't know them personally. When Foxface dies, she is tired, she's bleeding, she's carrying Peeta. They've been, you know, Peeta is like lumping, and you know, it's been nights in the cave. She's in no mood. I get why she doesn't mourn the death of Foxface as much as she mourns the death of Rue. And then when Clove dies, in the book, it's made very explicit that Katniss is like, oh my god, he's going to kill me, please be quick. I can't believe that, oh my god, Clove is dead, she was just killed in front of my eyes. And in the movie, it's not made that explicit, but there's still, if you look at Jennifer Lawrence's face, she still has this shocked face like, oh my god, I've just witnessed a death. So, but you know, there's Cato who might be coming to kill her. She has her friend Peeta who's dying. She needs to bring the medicine. There's no time for her to mourn the death of Clove. So there's that. And she also likes the fact that death and the very traumatic experience of the Hunger Games have a long-lasting effect on Katniss, which I also applaud. And you know, it's quite reminiscent of obviously a soldier coming back from wartime. As you know, I have people in my family who came back from those, as you might have as well. So, you know, heads up for the troops, yay! Then she talks a little bit more explicitly about the movie. She loves the fact that the movie, even though it would be tempting to sexualize her, is not sexualized. I mean, even though we see the character take a bath, it's not sexualized, so kudos for the director for doing that. She deplores the fact that when in the Capitol, we see, you know, a lot of very men and women flamboyantly and very reminiscent of the Renaissance in the sense, and we remember the man who's all dressed in pink and he has a long blonde hair. So she deplores the fact that queer man only seems to exist, well, and you know, and he is also feminized, and it seems only to exist in the decadent, superficial and sociopathic society of the Capitol, and that gender bending seems to be exclusively the product of elitism, fashionista, and society's wealth. And she deplores that fact. I would like to say that no, this is the only instances where queers could flourish or come into full being or anything like that. In District 12, your priority and the precarity of life, you know, there's nothing in District 12 that's about the big old romance. There's no, the sense of self is obliterated by I need food, I need to feed my family, I need to feed myself, I need to take care of my family and friends, and everything else is second to that. Queer movement and LGBT rights do not arise until there's a socio-political stability, which is obviously lacking from all 12 districts. So I think that was actually a commentary on that. So on that one, I would actually like to applaud the director, because this was not touched upon by Suzanne Collins in her original novel, rightfully so. The novel really are about Katniss alone. So actually, I like that. So here was my video response. You can leave a video response to my video. You know, don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you liked it. Did you read The Hunger Games? Are you excited about The Hunger Games coming out tomorrow on DVD? I can't wait. So there you go. So until next time, take care. Bye.